What's going on, guys and geeks? Welcome to this week's Geekend Update, the show where we bring you the latest and greatest geek culture news, rumors, and scoops from all over the web, from the original sources, saving you from hours of potential clickbait madness. I'm your host, Dakota, and as always, you can check out Geekritique.net for a breakdown of all the news that we discuss here today, as well as links to all the original sourced content. In this week's episode, we have award news, Cosmere news, DCEU, Dune, Disney, Indiana Jones, James Bond, MCU, Masters of the Universe, Matrix, SUMC, Star Wars, and even Uncharted. And that's a lot, so let's get started. This past Sunday saw the 92nd Academy Awards show where, in a surprise sweep, Bong Joon-ho, the director for the Korean film Parasite, won 4 Academy Awards, which is a tie for the record, which was made in 1954 by Walt Disney himself.
Thank you. I will drink until next morning. Thank you.
Besides Bong Joon-ho and Walt Disney, there is literally nobody else who has ever won 4 Oscars in a single night. And Bong Joon-ho won 4 Oscars for one project, where Disney won it for 4 separate projects, so that's really impressive. And it's the first ever film to win Best Picture that is not an English-speaking film. It's mind-blowing. It was well-deserved, and it's super cool to see the Academy changing things up a little bit. In a bit more geeky news, Joker had the most nominations for the night at 11. It won 2. Joaquin Phoenix took home the award for Best Actor, and Hildur Guðnadóttir won for Best Original Score. Avengers Endgame is officially the first highest-grossing film ever to have never won an Academy Award. For those of you fantasy fans, we have a bit of Cosmere news. Brandon Sanderson announced that his 4th title in the Stormlight Archive series will be titled The Rhythm of War, which is such a cool, self-confident, and sleek name. I love it. The Rhythm of War was also its original placeholder title, so it's good to see Brandon sticking with his guns on that one. If you haven't yet gotten into the Stormlight Archive, I highly recommend it. It is by far the highest rated novel series of all time on both Goodreads and Amazon. You can check out my video right here where I break down how that is the case. And if you want to give the first book a try, The Way of Kings, you can get it free on Audible now if you click the link in the description down below. That'll give you a free 30-day Audible account, as well as a single credit to use on any free book on their library, 2 if you have the Prime membership. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. There, I did it. I said it in one go. Is no longer the name of the film. They've changed it to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, for good reason. I think I actually mentioned that in the last Geekend update. Why don't they change it to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, or a Harley Quinn film? And I'm happy to see that Warner Brothers has actually done this. They should have done it from the start. The name Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn is ridiculous, and I hope this film does well. I am a fan of Margot Robbie. I have yet to see Birds of Prey, or Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, but I really want to, and I probably will see it soon. This is, of course, a last-ditch strategy for the studio to gain a little bit more money, and I think it might bring in a few bucks. Shazam 2 will reportedly begin filming July 2020, according to Geeks Worldwide. This coincides with the production start of Black Adam, which also starts July 2020, and that's a little weird that, the hero and his arch-nemesis are getting 2 separate movies to produce at the same time. Dwayne Johnson is playing Black Adam, and I don't know why this isn't one film, because that would be a great Shazam 2. It would bring in way more bucks than the first did. But if they think Black Adam can, hold his own, maybe they have a strategy, and let's see what you got, Warner Brothers. I'll give you another 10 chances, and then I'll probably give you some more chances. Ahead of the on-location shooting for The Batman, we received our first look at Matt Reeves' upcoming film, at least Robert Pattinson's Batsuit, in this Vimeo footage. This is also our first glimpse at the Michael Giacchino score for The Batman, and the theme is magnificent. We break down our thoughts in a recent video. You can check that out right here. An early draft of the screenplay for Dune has been unearthed. The screenplay was written by John Spates. It's an outdated screenplay or script for Dune, the film that's coming later this year by Denis Villeneuve. Robert Meyer Burnett in a live stream shared his non-spoilery thoughts on the screenplay, which he claims was amazing, in his words. The film adapts the first half of Frank Herbert's Dune, which is great news for people who actually want this to be done right, to have some breathing room, because there's so much in the first book of Dune. He says it will have more of a Lord of the Rings vibe in terms of the scope, scale, and lore building that's been put into this script. Of course, this is an outdated version of the Dune script. They've updated it in some form or fashion. We don't know what the final product is going to look like, but we know that it is in good hands with Denis Villeneuve. But again, if you want to check out that book free now, you can go to Amazon.com. You can find a link in the description down below for that book free. I have it on my Audible account, and I haven't listened to it in a couple years. I'll have to give it another listen. It's been a while. According to Variety, Aladdin 2 is a go at Disney. They're working on a script, though it's not been confirmed whether or not director Guy Ritchie will return, or actors Will Smith, Mina Massoud, or Naomi Scott. And reportedly, they're not extending offers until the script is done. Somehow I highly doubt that they're going to adapt the straight-to-home video 1994 release The Return of Jafar. But if they adapt something similar to Aladdin and the King of Thieves, which is loosely adapted from the 1001 Arabian Nights story Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, I think that could be really cool. I don't know if that's what they're planning on doing, but I think that could work. Actor Rick Moranis, who has not appeared in a live-action film since 1994's Little Giants, is reportedly being brought back to return for a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot/sequel. This was originally reported over at the Diz Insider over a week ago, and I chose not to run it on the Geekend update last week, simply because it wasn't independently verified. Now Deadline is claiming that yes, he is back for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot/sequel. What really annoys me about this piece of news is that some of the bigger trades, including Deadline, chose not to source the original scooper, which was the Diz Insider, who had the scoop over a week before everyone else. So, I don't know. You can find the original link source in geekritique.net. You can visit us there, and we'll link to the original articles. Harrison sat down for an interview about Call of the Wild the other day with CBS Sunday Morning, and he claimed that Indiana Jones 5 will begin filming in 2 months.
Considering that I'm going to start doing Indiana Jones in about 2 months.
Yeah.
After the fourth Indiana Jones, Crystal Skull, I'm a little skeptical. What are your thoughts on the Indiana Jones news? I want to hear your thoughts on this and everything else that we discussed today. Billie Eilish's title theme for the upcoming No Time to Die, the latest James Bond film, is out, and you can listen to the full track now. You can listen to it on top of footage from the actual film by clicking this video right here. According to an interview with Variety, the hair and makeup team behind Black Widow are claiming that they cast younger versions of the actors to portray younger versions of the characters.
How does the look differ from the Avengers movie?
Well, we are going back in time to when they were much younger, and we have actors playing even younger than they are, the same characters type of thing.
This confirms our earlier speculation that this film will jump around on the timeline. You can check out that video right here. According to Deadline, Loki, the series, has a new series regular in Gugu Mbatha Raw, and it is unclear who she is playing at this point. But Twitter influencer Daniel Richman believes that she could be the leader of the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. We spoke about this in our last Geekend update, who they were, but in the comics, the leader of the TVA is Mr. Alternity, so it's a male. So she could be playing a gender-bent role of Mr. Alternity. Just a thought, that's just speculation. Based on a recent casting call for Ms. Marvel where they're looking for actors of Muslim descent ages 17 to 25, it's been deciphered by the Illuminati that they're likely looking for the Inhuman characters Cameron and Red Dagger. Now we know Kamala Khan in the comics is an Inhuman herself, so it stands to reason that they're looking for more Inhuman characters. Whether or not they will introduce some of the Inhuman characters introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Inhumans TV series, I don't know. I don't think it's likely, but we shall see. As of right now, those are still technically canon. Between Murphy's Multiverse and the Illuminati, we have some news as far as when the next phase of Disney Plus Marvel series will begin filming. Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight are all reportedly filming in August. Though Moon Knight may be pushed back because apparently it's sharing a stage with Doctor Strange, and that needs to basically get out of the way before Moon Knight can start filming. Hawkeye will reportedly begin filming in September, so there's going to be a lot of Marvel projects starting in the third quarter of this year. Hawkeye, She-Hulk, and Ms. Marvel are all set to be produced in Atlanta. According to MCU Cosmic, Black Panther 2 will film some of its scenes in Australia in Fox Studios. Both Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings and Thor: Love and Thunder are reportedly filming there also, so it seems to be a new trend for Phase 4 films going forward, and Phase 5 probably to be filming a little bit of their footage in Fox Studios in Australia now that Disney has the opportunity to film in those studios. There's been a lot of speculation for the Eternals film for a long time, but according to a Patreon post by Daniel Richmond, he claims that the two main leads will be Gemma Chan's Cersei and Kit Harington's Black Knight, and it will be a love affair. Cersei is an Eternal, and the Black Knight is a human, so we'll see where that goes. Netflix has revealed its full cast breakdown for the upcoming Masters of the Universe Revelations anime series, and it's a huge, massive list, and if we break down everyone on this list, it will be a third of the video's length, so let's just go and name the top 3. Mark Hamill will be playing Skeletor, Lena Headey as Evelyn, and Chris Wood as Prince Adam / He-Man. So fans of He-Man should find this extremely exciting. It appears that Matrix 4 is filming in San Francisco currently, and some of the footage is looking really cool. What's even cooler, I think, is just the coincidence that the film is being released on May 21st, 2021, which is the same day that another Keanu Reeves film, John Wick 4, will be releasing also. So John Wick 4, Matrix 4, both releasing on the same day. Let's throw Bill and Ted 3 in there, just on that day. And if you're legally obligated, if you're going to see one of those movies, to do a twofer and see both. Sony has added an Untitled Marvel film to their lineup, scheduled for October 8th, 2021, and this has led to a lot of speculation. Daniel Richmond believes that this is the Spider-Woman film that he has been hearing word about for a couple months. On top of this, Charles Murphy of Murphy's Universe wrote a piece called Connecting Imaginary Dots, where he claims that based on who's working on the film, it appears to be a secret MCU film, based on the fact that it's being produced by the same people who produced Homecoming and Far From Home, but not Venom, Morbius, or Venom 2. Would you guys like to see a Spider-Woman in the MCU? What's cool is that it's a character owned by both Marvel and Sony. They can both use the character, but to different degrees. Solo of Star Wars Stories fans rejoice because, according to Star Wars Unity's Jeremy Conrad, a sequel spin-off series is potentially in the works. At least it's being talked about. He speculates that it could be a Lando Calrissian series, bringing back Donald Glover to the role, or it could have something to do with the crime syndicates in the film, like Crimson Dawn. Either way, I think it's a really cool thing for fans of the project to continue forward. At least it should be. Diego Luna told Entertainment Tonight that his Cassian Andor series, the prequel series to Rogue One, will begin filming later this year. Yes, we are doing it. We are doing it this year. It is a different approach because of the beauty, and it's how things happen. It's not just what happens. It's not the typical way of approaching a story. It's about how things happen, which in fact is the same that happened in Rogue One. You know the ending, but you don't know how it happened, and we have that challenge in front of us again, which is exciting. For our last piece today, it looks like HN Entertainment is claiming that Uncharted is actually filming quite soon. For those of you who don't know, Tom Holland is set to play the Nathan Drake character from the PS4 Uncharted series, and apparently Mark Wahlberg is set to play Victor Sully. They're reporting that this Uncharted film will begin filming in Studio Babelsberg, which is just outside of Berlin. So it may actually be happening if these dots are lining up correctly. It sounds like it could finally get out of the production hell that it's been in for the past decade or so and start filming. So that's really exciting. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on any of the news this past week. If you've made it this far in the video, you're legally obligated to write out this term in some form or fashion in one of your comments down below.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Again, if you want to check out any of the news that we brought up today, you can go ahead and go to geekritique.net. But till next time, have a good one.